Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Hello again and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. We are along the Paracel Islands in the South China Sea. Frank, on a mission here today. What can you tell us about this course?
Well, one thing, Rich, we don't want to fatigue out there, so I've got my battle gear on. Interesting layout ahead. Plenty of water. The island's there to be negotiated, navigated, and you never know what just might pop up during the course of the game.
And partner, let me just, before we get started, salute you.
I salute you too, Rich. You ready?
Ready. Aim. Fire. Hunter Mahan, Frank, is another in a long line of Oklahoma State Cowboys, like Ricky Fowler.
And also has that ability to shoot incredibly low rounds. I mean, over the last 5 or 6 years, nobody has shot more rounds 63 or lower than Hunter Mahan.
And he's made it onto the green now. Hunter Mahan ready to putt. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
+1 in the early going. Now to the second hole, Frank, and just a look here. This green is clearly very heavily guarded.
Yeah, you notice that guard shack on the right there? Well, you better keep your head down because we're not sure whether or not that guard shack is actually empty.
Could be a dangerous shot here at the second.
And left, trees, a little bit of sand. There's the bridge as well.
Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. Frank, what happened there on the approach?
It was a poor decision. And let's see now. Got to think this one out a little bit better than that second shot and see if we can get it up and down.
This would give him the par. All right, no damage done. Stays at 1 over par with that putt.
Well, Rich, we've got the drone. It's headed back. It's told us it's 216 yards to the middle of the green. If we can just aim a little right of the gun turret on the destroyer, that should be a good line.
This is the definition of a blind tee shot right here. But you need all of the modern equipment, the modern telecommunications, just to try to get you zeroed in on where you're supposed to go.
Well, maybe you can capture the flag here, though, with a birdie.
Frank, so many different lies in golf. This is one you don't see too much. The golf ball is on the mulch.
Yeah, and it never really sits up, so this is one of those ones you've got to be much more conservative than you'd like to be. Play for the fat of the green.
Not enough on that one.
Yeah, just seemed to baby it.
Not what he wanted, but he's headed to the beach. Lays the face open. He'll try to pop this one out. Once you hit double par, it is time to just pick up and move on. Count that as a triple bogey. Ouch. Frank, here at the fourth, there's an awful lot going on.
There certainly is. Solar panels, radar tower is up and ready to go, so it will confirm the landing on the other side. If it's successful, this rather long par 3 around the 230-yard mark, so this is going to be all carry. Got to land that ball on the green. It will not run through that beach area. And, of course, the trees and the palm trees all the way around. If this isn't flighted properly, it will not find the destination.
Seems like too much for just one man. This looks like a job for an entire flight crew, Frank.
Well, Rich, we should dig ourselves a trench and see what happens.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Hunter Mahan for par. Chases that in for par to stay at 4 over. Now the par 3 fifth, and Frank, what can you tell us about this hole?
This green is guarded by the burning destroyer on the left, but that beach area on the right, you're going to need scuba gear if you go on there, so no chance really of making par or getting that ball up and down. Palm trees on the left side of this green. There is a nice little avenue, but if you're creative, a nice little draw here would be perfect.
You can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. Certainly had enough power, just didn't have any touch. Just wants to hit about an inch behind the ball. Okay, good shot on the dance floor. And getting ready for the putt. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
This would give him a bogey. Well, it has all gone wrong today. 5 over par now after another bogey. Now up to the 6th tee. We're back against that destroyer. Frank, you need to take it over that small island?
Yeah, once again, you're going to have to pick a very good target in the distance. Now, we know the shared greens at St. Andrews. Well, this is actually a shared green just cut by that little sand path that goes through the middle. This green is shared with the 8, but still, this is a long par 3, and for some people out there, it'll be a case of ready, aim, and driver.
Test 1 2, test 1 2.
Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
This is a putt for birdie from long range. Probably would be happy to get down in 2. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. This is a par putt for Hunter Mahan. He was fooled a little bit on that one, Frank. So a drop shot. Frank, I don't know if it's legal, but a player might want to get a detailed map from high overhead, maybe from a bomber squadron flying by, just to get an idea of what they're navigating on this hole.
Well, if you can't call one in, you can always go up one of those lookout towers and maybe get a good surveillance of the hole, or even the wind direction. It's not overly long, just under 160 yards. Green sets up nicely, though, directly aiming at the player at the tee. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Frankie's missed the green here in regulation, but still hasn't missed the chance to make the par.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he's got this shot in his toolbox coming up.
Solid play, heart of the green. Settles in over the putt. It has been frustrating. 6 over par already. Now at the 8th here at Paracel Storm, this is a relatively short hole, but if you notice off to the left, Frank, there is a basketball court, and that allows me the chance to say, from way downtown, yes!
Well, if you miss this green, you might be able to sign up too. There's plenty of barracks. You can just take a left turn, go into there and enlist. But if you want to keep playing, par 3, under 200 yards, and see if you can safely get on deck.
Slight miss, and he'll have to deal with some of the heavy grass. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Well, how do you like that? He's holding. Just a phenomenal play right there. Frank finishing up now the front side in what so far has been a pretty heroic mission.
Well, there is a green down this end there, but miss it on the right is the trenches, and of course even further right is that seawall that provides a fortress for the beach on that right side. But the green fortunately inland and away from the trouble.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. That is classy.
That had a chance of going in.
Frank, the beauty of golf, you never know when you're going to find that spark and begin to turn it around.
Yeah, well, that's why you can't just quit on the middle of a round. You've got to believe that something good is just around the corner, and this just might be it.
Start of the back nine mission, Rich Lerner for EA Sports with my partner Frank Nobilo. Frank, tell us a little bit about the 10th. Early part of this back nine and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. Mahan is capable of lighting it up. This one is for birdie.
Well, we'll never know if that had gone in because it never made it.
All right, hanging in. That's a par and 4 over. Now at the 11th, and Frank, looking out over the expanse of this hole and really the entire golf course here at Paracel Storm, it's amazing because we're looking at a military playground, but at one time you have to remember this island was under siege.
Well, right now this is almost like an obstacle course from one of the shortest par threes on this golf course. Seawall once again protecting the beach side of the hole. Plenty of green there to the right side. That's a nice fat part of the green. Really, it shouldn't be a problem.
Just an incredible shot. That is a very makeable putt after a great approach. Well played. These putts keep the round together. Beginning the long climb back, now to 3 over par. Always nice, Frank, to put the peg in the ground, coming off a birdie.
Well, this game's all about reward, and we just saw that back there. Now, can you be rewarded 2 holes in a row?
Good, clean contact and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up.
Now it's that sneaky distance.
It was rocky there for a stretch, but now he's rolling. Here we are now at the 13th, and Frank, this is a stout-looking hole.
Rich, it certainly is. No time to be superstitious on number 13. The trenches, they protect the back and the right of this green. Anything left of that, time to call in the Navy.
Frank, this one's going too far left, it looks like.
Yeah, it was fine there for a little while, but if it keeps going left, it's doomed.
That one was running so hot. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Putting all of his talents on display here from the rough, and he knocks it really close. Beautiful shot. See if Mahan can make his par. That's a par. Stays at +2. Frank, here at the 14th, not a long hole, but not a big green either.
It almost lulls you into that false sense of security. You just see the green, it stands up like an old sand dune. The beach around doesn't seem to be that problematic. A few trees behind, really, they just give you a nice line. But beware of what looks straightforward.
Looks sort of like a deserted island, Frank. So off the tee here at the par 3, not his best stuff, but still a chance to make the 3.
Yeah, that was a poor miss off the tee. See if he can redeem himself.
Pretty good shot right there. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Two over for the day. Now to the 15th hole. danger in the center of the green here, Frank.
Yeah, chance to ambush the player, really. All those trees, you never know what's going to jump out of there. And, well, we've seen the 6th hole at Riviera with the bunker in the middle. You now have a crop of trees. Should be safely on deck.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie.
It's no snack, though.
There you have it. Well done. Great putt. 16th hole here at Paracel Storm, and Frank, as we begin this closing stretch, strikes me, this is tough guy golf out here, isn't it?
Well, it certainly is. You want to earn your stripes by playing this golf course. This is the place to be. In the spirit of conservation, we have some solar panels to boost up the finish, and the hole not overly long. Let's see what the lieutenant can do this time.
So 24 feet after that approach shot, Frank.
Yeah, it's well, just outside the what you'd think very makeable distance. When you consider the length of that putt, it's a good putt.
Hunter Mahan for par. Okay, has it and stays at 1 over par. Coming to the end of this battle, now at the 17th hole, Frank.
Yeah, the penultimate hole, par 3. We've got to walk across the bridge to get there. And it looks relatively benign at the moment. We've seen a lot of things pop up. The Destroyer is a great reminder of that. Hole is under 200 yards, so within reach. But we've got to once again parachute in all the trouble to the front and the right side of this green. Ball has to be hit nice and high.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Good ball striker Hunter Mahan can get streaky on the greens. Let's see how he does with this putt. Count it as 6 birdies for the day. Frank, the job is almost complete here at the 18th hole, and a good job at that, as we have seen some spectacular golf here at Paracel Storm in the South China Sea.
Just one more battle ahead, the difficult 18th. Should they succeed, then I think they're worthy of a salute. You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Hoping to get this up and down here, Frank, at the par 3 after missing the green.
Yeah, it's not all bad.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Settles in over the putt. Did the job right there. Well, that about wraps it up for us here today. I'd like to thank my partner, Frank Nobilo. Really enjoyed it, Frank.
Yeah, it's been a good day out here. Once again, we've seen the golf course give more than it takes.
For Frank Nobilo, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now.